Hey everyone, I'm here. I promise. Even though I was a bit delayed in jumping in after that intro, how are you all? Good to see you. It's Saturday night, although it is Sunday here in Australia, which means it's New Year's Eve here. Yes, it's New Year's Eve for us people south of the equator, in front of the date line. In front of the date line or behind, whatever part of the date line we're in, it is New Year's Eve here. It is good to see you all. Are you watching the football? Did the Cowboys win? I have no idea. Let's see. Yeah? Is tomorrow New Year's Eve? Oh, okay. Then we're going tomorrow. See, I can't even keep up with the days anymore. No, no, no. It's New Year's Eve today. You don't know what you're talking about. See, she might be a day behind. Um, how are you all in the chat? Unbox Lifeless Laurie was here earlier. She says, "Hi, I'm going to try and make this live. I hope you do." Danny Mitchell was here. Hey, Danny Mitchell, the chat celebrity. My friend Beth B was also here. She says, great that you decided to go live tonight. Thanks." Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of requests. A lot of people contacted me and said, "There's no other show on. Can you do a show?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, sure. We could do that." Uh, Show Your Runs Late is here. Woos, Laura G, Sean the Sheep, Peekaboo Cockatiel, Emily Narb is also here. Blue Moon made it. Lynn D. Yep, another Maria. Nancy S. Shell Huffman. Diamond Heart. Diane Marie. Snapcrackle Pop is here too. Hey, Gambler made it. I think we're all here. Everyone's here. It is good to see you all. We do have a few stories to talk about. I really don't have anything on DeSoto at all. I really don't have anything on that. It's sort of gone quiet since the big video release of yesterday, but I do have some other things to talk about. Ah, why did it do that? Don't you hate when you click something and then it closes it instead of opening it? So we have this one about a 14-year-old California boy told police that an intruder murdered his parents and seriously injured his younger sister, but investigators believe it was the teen who committed the attack. We're gonna have a look at that, and I'm gonna try to get the original link up here. Yep, there we go. Like if I can pause this, okay. I hate these sort of like music things or videos that they have on these websites. Okay, let me get set up. I'll get the camera on. There we go. All right. We're here. Hey guys, how are you? Oh, the floating hand. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, I hope you're getting ready for a good New Year's at least. I am. Well, no, I'm just going to sit here and see the fireworks. The fireworks are not far from here, and then we have the big show tomorrow. 4 or 5 hours we're going to be on doing New Year's Eve on the East Coast to the West Coast of America. That is tomorrow night. It'll be a great show. Ah, Laura G, that's interesting. Although I don't give a stuff about the Ravens right now. Laura G says, yes, they wanted to try and move the Ravens game to nighttime to coordinate with the fireworks tomorrow, but no go. The NFL's pretty fussy with their times. They don't really like, and the TV stations are pretty fussy. They don't like doing that. That's fine. Snapcrackle Bob says, I've heard a lot about the SoDo case. No facts, but lots of rumors. Yes, that's what I've been experiencing too. There is a lot of conjecture out there about the SoDo case, who's involved, who the people are, why they were killed. But there's a distinct lack of verifiable information. And that's the reason I sort of decided not to talk about it again tonight because I mean, I could tell you all the rumors I've heard, but what good does that do for anyone? It doesn't really help anyone really, and all it does is muddy the investigation, and I don't want to be a part of that. No, that's a no from me. That's a no. That's a no dog. I'm gonna vote you off. All right. Hey Kibi, good to see you. It's great to see you. Yeah, the baby. That's very sad. Yeah, 14-year-old kills parents. Let's talk about that one. Let's go to this story. I think that might be interesting. It says here a 14-year-old boy has been arrested for allegedly. Hold on. Ay, ay, ay. Hey guys, we're back. All right, fine. All right, it says here the 14-year-old boy has been arrested for allegedly murdering his parents and injuring his 11-year-old sister in Maramonte. I bet you I'm getting that wrong. Someone will correct me. According to the Fresno County Sheriff's Office, the victims have been identified as Lu Yang and Sei Vang. I'm probably pronouncing that terribly. The incident happened at a home on Dunlap Road near Coach Road just after 7:30 p.m. Wednesday. While Fresno County Sheriff John Zanoni said his department is still investigating a possible motive, he said this tragedy was an isolated incident and there is no threat to public safety. He said 2 children have lost their mother and father due to the actions by their older sibling. Yang and Vang were at their Miramont home with their 3 children, a 7-year-old, an 11-year-old daughter, and a 14-year-old son. That teenage boy is the one who called police around 7:30 p.m. This is disturbing. And the fact that I think they said earlier that the little sister was injured too, but didn't quite murder her. Uh, it says here, reporting party screaming on the line. Someone broke into the house with a gun. Can hear children crying. Re- reporting party frantic, not answering questions. The boy even said the suspect sped away in a silver pickup truck. But when sheriff deputies arrived, they said the boy's story didn't add up. Evidence ultimately showed that he fabricated the story of a break-in and was responsible for using multiple weapons to attack his mum, his dad, and his sister. Zanoni said the 37-year-old mother and father died at the scene. The suspect's 11-year-old sister went to hospital for emergency surgery. Zanoni said she was the victim of an attempted homicide, but she is expected to survive. The 7-year-old boy was not injured in the attack. Skyview 30 video shows the home where the violence unfolded. Let's see if we have that video at the top here. Is that it? Let's have a look.
Miramonte parents are dead, killed in their rural home during a violent incident this holiday week. And the Fresno County Sheriff's Office says their 14-year-old son is responsible. Thanks for joining us for Action News Live at 5. I'm Nick Garcia.
And I'm Graciela Moreno.
That 14-year-old first called 911 to report someone with a gun injured his mom, father, and sister on Wednesday night, but he quickly became a suspect.
Action News reporter Gabe Ferris is outside the Fresno County Sheriff's Office, where deputies are still piecing everything together. Gabe.
Graciela and Nick, just a few hours ago, Fresno County Sheriff John Zanoni told me his department is still investigating a possible motive. He called it an isolated incident and said that there is no threat to public safety.
2 children have lost their mother and father due to the actions by their other sibling.
A 14-year-old boy is behind bars in Fresno, accused of killing his parents and badly wounding his sister in a violent incident on Wednesday night. Lu Yang and Si Vang were at their Miramonte home with their 3 children, a 7-year-old son, an 11-year-old daughter, and a 14-year-old son. That teenage boy is the one who called the police around 7:30 p.m. Radio traffic reveals what he told a dispatcher.
RP screaming on the line, saying someone broke into his house with a gun. Can hear children crying. RP frantic, not answering questions.
The boy even said the suspect sped away in a silver pickup truck. But when sheriff's deputies arrived, they said the boy's story didn't add up.
Evidence ultimately showed that he had fabricated the story of a break-in and was responsible for using multiple weapons to attack his mom, his dad, and his sister.
Fresno County Sheriff John Zanoni said the 37-year-old mother and father died at the scene. The suspect's 11-year-old sister went to the hospital for emergency surgery. Zanoni said she was the victim of a, quote, attempted homicide, but she is expected to survive. The 7-year-old boy was not injured in the attack. Skyview 30 video shows the home where the violence unfolded. It's off Dunlap Road in Miramonte, a rural Fresno County community about 30 minutes from the nearest sheriff's substation.
Individuals live in rural areas of Fresno County, like up here in the mountains. Those individuals tend to have weapons readily available, whether it be knives, firearms, and things like that.
It's unclear what motivated the teen to attack his parents and sister. The sheriff's office said it hadn't had any previous interactions with the family.
The 14-year-old boy now faces 2 murder charges, and the district attorney's office told me that they expect more information from the sheriff tonight, and then they will decide whether or not to pursue charges. Reporting live in downtown Fresno, Gabe Ferris, ABC 30 Action News.
Hey, that's really disturbing. I want to know why he attacked his little sister, his parents, but not the younger brother. Is it sort of like was he expecting to run away with the little brother and be his big brother or something? Like, you see that kind of stuff in the movies, them against the world. I don't get it. I don't get it. I wonder what's driving these kids to murder their parents. We've seen it before. I mean, we've seen several alone this year with young teenagers killing parents or relatives after minor disagreements. Things like can't play video games all day. You have to, go to school or get a part-time job or something like that, or just it's not healthy for you. So they don't want you sitting in front of the computer 15 hours a day during the school holidays or something like that. Or relationships, like they've got a girlfriend the family doesn't like. They don't want them seeing each other. And then they murder the parents because they're standing in the way of their relationship, which they don't seem to understand is a very young relationship and is probably going to end in heartbreak anyway. I think we all know what relationships at that age are like. I know when we were that age, we couldn't see the forest for the trees, but they just don't understand. Really, Sean, that's interesting. Sean said, before I joined, I listened to a kid that killed his sister over a present. That's concerning. It's like a jealousy thing. Shell Huffman said, this case is SoDo case and the woman in Colorado who killed her two children. What is going on? Well, this case, I guess they've taken the child into custody. I don't know how much more we're probably going to find out. Normally when these kids get put into custody, because they're underage, a lot of their files end up sealed. We'll have to see what happens with the court hearings. It says here, the sheriff's office said they hadn't had any previous interactions with the family. When individuals live in rural areas of Fresno County, like up there in the mountains, those individuals tend to have weapons readily available, whether it be knives, firearms, things like that. So they weren't that, concerned that there were weapons in the home. It's more like, they were available to be used. Let me see if I have a court update for this particular case. Hold on. No, I just have it that he was arrested on the suspicion of killing his parents. I don't have anything else. He's being held at juvenile hall at the moment. His name hasn't been released because he is a minor. And that's it. There's no other details being released right now because of his age. He may get upgraded. They may upgrade him to an adult court. We'll have to see. It does happen. Let's see. Sean said 3 days ago. Okay, let me have a quick look. So if you're not watching the football, the Cowboys 17, Detroit Lions 13 in the fourth quarter, 7 minutes to go. All right. All right, let's see. ABC 7 Chicago. Sister killed after teen brother gets into gunfight over presents. Looks like that happened in Florida. Let me see. Here we go. It says Florida teen charged with murder of his sister during a family fight over Christmas gifts. Oh, wow. Another 14-year-old, same age as the one we just spoke about. 14-year-old has been charged with murder after being accused of fatally shooting his older sister on Christmas Eve during a family dispute over gifts. Happened in the Tampa Bay area, apparently. His His 15-year-old brother has also been charged with attempted murder after he allegedly shot the younger brother in retaliation for the shooting of their sister. What? The dispute began when the siblings, along with their mother and Baldwin's 2 children, were shopping for presents on Christmas Eve and began arguing because the 15-year-old felt his brother was getting more gifts. They had this family spat about who was getting what and what money was being spent on who, and they're having this big thing going on in the store, and they are all arguing with each other, the sheriff said. The family left the store and went to the grandmother's home in Largo, where the argument continued, according to the sheriff. Baldwin urged the 14-year-old to stop arguing because it was Christmas. At some point, the 14-year-old took out a .40 caliber handgun, pointed it at his brother, and threatened to shoot him. After Baldwin intervened, he then pointed the gun at her and said he would shoot her and her 11-month-old child, who she was holding in a carrier. The teen shot Baldwin in the chest as she was holding the baby carrier. The 15-year-old then pulled out another handgun and shot his brother and fled the scene. The teen was later found at a relative's home in nearby Clearwater. When deputies arrived at the scene of the shooting, they found the younger brother and Baldwin with single gunshot wounds. Baldwin was transported to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. Her 11-month-old son was not injured in the incident. The younger brother was also taken to hospital and was in a stable condition. The 14-year-old has been charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and delinquent in possession of a firearm. The 15-year-old has been charged with attempted first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. The sheriff said both teens have criminal histories. CNN has been unable to determine if they have attorneys at present. So, what the hell? I really want to find this press conference. I would like to see what Pinellas County has to say. That's awful. I mean, I used to get worked up about that type of stuff when I was a teenager and younger kid too. And then when you get older, you just realize that it's more a symbolic gesture. Christmas, it's more like the fact that someone thought about you to give you something is way more important than whatever they give you. It's not about the monetary value. It's about someone actually took time out of their day to buy something for you. And that's wow, that's how I think these days a lot more than when I was younger. But these kids just don't have fully developed reasoning skills or stuff like that. They just work on impulse and emotion. It's horrible though, and the fact that that 11-month-old baby is not going to have a mum, all over a present. I mean, that kid's probably going to regret his actions for the rest of his life. He's lost his sister. He probably lose his brother. He calls his brother to retaliate to defend himself, and now his brother's going to be probably be in prison for a period of time. I don't know how long. He might be able to get away with self-defense. He's basically destroyed his own family over a stupid present. But they did say they did have extensive criminal histories. So there you go. Someone asked about the SoDo case. I can give you a quick update, but there really isn't a lot. It's really been quiet in like the last 24 hours. The big thing is that they're looking for this. I'll show you. Hold on, we have it in here. Hold on. This is the big thing in the last 24 hours. This footage. This is what everyone's concentrating on, and this is sort of the big news in the last 24 hours. This footage where you can see the person get out of the truck and hand something and wipe down something in this silver car, and so everyone's dissecting this footage and you know trying to still frame it and circle stuff and CSI enhance. I saw someone in the comments go, if only we had CSI's enhance function, and I was like, that's not the way it works. I mean, the FBI does have some tools for videos, but it's not that good. Let's see. Beth B, hello, my friend. How are you? Beth B says, just another case that needs to be tried as an adult. No way he needs more coddling. Yeah, I mean, you commit adult actions, you get adult consequences, don't you? So we'll see. Hey, Diamond Heart. Oh, my friend, how are you? Diamond Heart says, I remember when I got the ugliest pair of PJs. I acted like they were made of gold when I received them from my parents. I was like 15. What a sweet way of dealing with the situation. I mean, yeah, I would never have done that. So you were way more mature than I was. Nanalana says, we are all wondering if the couple's murders were already unalive when the car pulled up. I think so. My opinion is that I think so. I think that is done after the murder. That's just I have nothing to base it off except for the timing and sort of what the actions of the other people are. But that's just my opinion. Maybe they're being held hostage or captive inside the car. I don't know, but I don't know. I just have a funny feeling they wouldn't be that relaxed and opening doors and getting in and out and wiping stuff down or whatever they're doing. If there was two people alive in there, but who knows? We'll find out when the police tell us more. Red Like One says it's like they have no regulation of their emotions. Yeah, I think that's a thing that a lot of people are dealing with in the society we have now where everything is instant gratification. And you guys would have heard this a lot in the media, but it is true. In the day of instant ordering and overnight delivery and same day delivery, people are very right now here, like they want it done here and within a minute. It's not like it used to be where we'd be like, I'm sure some of you remember what mail order used to be like back in the day. It was like you can wait, 8 to 12 weeks for delivery of your item after you send in a check to whatever company and you get your as seen on TV product. It's not like that anymore. It's overnight or a couple of days or next week. I mean, I remember when I ordered something from the United States in the late 90s, it came via boat. I'm not joking, it came via boat and it took 12 weeks, 3 months to get here. It took something like, yeah, 3 months or something. So we sort of need to. Catatonic says, I read they were already deceased. I had seen some people say that, and then I read some other sources that said it hasn't been confirmed, but I reckon they were dead at the time. I just don't think those people would be so relaxed and just, pulling up and hopping in and out. I don't think so. But hey, I could be 1,000,000% wrong. Sienna, hey Sienna, how are you? She says, I set the timer, but I didn't hear it, so I'm here now. My New Year's resolution is to be on time for Pink shows. That is very sweet of you. Although we don't mind. You want to be late, you can be late. You want to come in halfway through? Sure, that's fine with me. Uh, we have a massive show tomorrow. We have guests coming on. By the way, if you're having a party at your house and you would like to show everyone, your what's going on at your place and how big your party is or whatever, get in touch with me. Sunday with ping@gmail.com, and we'll organize to get you on the show tomorrow night during your party. I'd like to show some people what it's like in different parts of America. Sean says it's too much MSG. Do we even have MSG anymore in products, or is that sort of phased out now? Candy Williams is here. She said she was late as well. That's okay, Candy Williams. Um, this bloody cat. This cat is down here meowing somewhere where you guys can't see, and he's like meow 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 meow. He's been doing it for ages. Where is he now? He disappeared. He decided to meow for the first 20 minutes and then disappear. He does that. Hey, apparently Snarks was here earlier. I didn't see that. Snarks, hey, how are you? Glad you could be here. Appreciate it. Oh, my screen's going crazy. Woo says, no party for me tonight. I'll go to bed in 2023 and wake up in 2024. I mean, you're a time traveler, so I guess that's how it works. I mean, you go to bed in one time and you wake up in another. That's how it works. Red Like One says, I'm lucky. I am lucky here because it's so hard for me to get online at 9:30 p.m. I know, guys. It's hard for me too because if I go too early, it's way early in the morning here in Australia, and if I go after Trish, it's like 5 o'clock in Australia, and then no one's up anymore. So 9 o'clock, unfortunately, or 9:30 is sort of It's sort of the only time we have, and it's sort of the only in between East Coast and West Coast that kind of fits a little bit. I know people on the West Coast kind of suffer because it's like 6 o'clock, so it's like dinner time. Yeah, I try and please everyone as much as I can. All right, give me 1 second. I just want to load up this other story for you all. All right, here we go. So sorry about yelling before too. There's all this noise here, and I'm like, oh, we're on the air. Shush. Uh, Paula Abdul. We all know who Paula Abdul is. She's a pop singer. Like she did all those great songs in the 80s and 90s. We all seen the film clips. Um, and she's a judge of American Idol. Apparently, she is accusing her producer, Nigel Lithgow, of sexual assault in a lawsuit. She accused former American Idol producer Nigel Lithgow of assault. It says Paula Abdul has sexual assaulting her in the early 2000s when she was a judge on the reality competition, according to her new lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed Friday in Los Angeles, also accuses Lithgow of sexually assaulting Abdul after she left American Idol and became a judge on Lithgow's other competition show, So You Think You Can Dance. The Associated Press generally does not identify alleged victims of sexual assault unless they come forward publicly, as Abdul has done. In a statement Saturday, Abdul's lawyer, Douglas Johnson, applauded the singer and dancer for speaking out publicly. It was clearly a difficult decision to make, but Miss Abdul knows that she stands both in the shoes and on the shoulders of many other similarly situated survivors. She also says that she is determined to see that justice is done. Lithgow said in a statement that he was shocked and saddened to hear of the allegations made by Abdul, who he considered a dear and entirely platonic friend. While Paula's history of erratic behavior is well known, I can't pretend to understand exactly why she would file a lawsuit that she must know is untrue, but I can promise that I will fight this appalling smear with everything I have. Um, I really don't like this part of it. He said, while Paula's history of erratic behavior is well known, that's downplaying the alleger in this case, and I think there's a better way he could have worded that, or at least not even included it. It makes it seem like he's trying to, well, yeah, downplay the allegations that she's some crazy woman, and this is well known that she just makes frivolous sexual assault lawsuits against people. Now, it might be true. Maybe she's done it before. I don't know enough about Paula Abdul. But this is not a smart thing to say. This will come back to bite you. I think whoever advised him to write that is very silly. You shouldn't try to attack the victim in a statement where you're trying to say that this person is a friend and that you guys have a platonic relationship. So very silly statement there. The lawsuit states Abdul remained silent for years about the alleged assault out of fear of retaliation by one of the most well-known producers of television competition shows. Before American Idol and So You Think You Can Dance, on which Lithgow served as a judge for 16 seasons, he was a producer on the British show Pop Idol, which became a global franchise that included the US iteration starring Abdul. According to the lawsuit, the first sexual assault occurred while Abdul and Lithgow were on the road filming auditions for an earlier season of American Idol, which premiered in 2002. Abdul says Lithgow groped her in the elevator of their hotel a day after filming and began shoving his tongue down her throat. Abdul pushed him away and ran to her hotel room when the elevator doors opened. It says, in tears, Abdul quickly called one of her representatives to inform them of the assault, but ultimately decided not to take action for fear that Lithgow would fire her from American Idol. Says she's a Grammy Award-winning artist, starred as a judge for 8 seasons, leaving in 2009. In 2015, she became a judge on So You Think You Can Dance, appearing alongside Lithgow. Around that time, Abdul alleged in the lawsuit Lithgow forced himself on top of her during a dinner at his home and tried to kiss her. Abdul said she again pushed Lithgow away and immediately left. Abdul left the reality show after 2 seasons. She has not worked with him since. The lawsuit also accuses Lithgow of taunting Abdul about the alleged assaults, saying to her years later that they should celebrate because the statute of limitations had run out. Abdul filed the suit days before the December 31st deadline of a California law that opened a 1-year window for victims to file lawsuits involving sexual abuse claims after the statute of limitations has run out. It says more than 3,700 legal claims were filed under a similar law in New York that expired last month, including in one of those cases was Adam Savage of Mythbusters fame. His sister accused him of sexual assault and the R word against her brother Adam Savage, which is a real shame because I love Adam and that was a really difficult thing to hear about him. I don't know if it's true, no idea. Sienna says, "That's okay. I'm yelling at the Cowboys game right now." That's interesting. Hold on. It looks like there's 2 minutes to go. It's a 4-point game. Better game than the Ravens 49ers. That was a terrible game. 17-13. So we've got 2 minutes. Who's got the ball? Cowboys got the ball on 1st and 25th at the Detroit 44. So if the Dallas Cowboys can score here, it'll probably ice the game. I don't think Detroit can get up, 11 points in a minute and 45 seconds by the time they score. Yeah, it looks like the Cowboys won. Yep. Congratulations to Micah Parsons. He can now fill his podcast with good things this week instead of bad things. Gambler said, "I saw that about Paula. I felt skeptical when I heard it. She did act loopy when she was on Idol. She had pain issues. I thought it may be painkillers. I remember something about her and a contestant." Yeah, I know she does have some sort of erratic history, but I want to believe people when they make claims of sexual assault against anyone, male or female, and then when proven otherwise, we can go the other way, if that makes sense. All right, give me 1 second, and I'll get the next one. So apparently Muffin does not want to be your friend tonight. He wants to sleep over on the other couch. He's over there right now. Actually, he's right next to the camera. You guys just can't see him. He's like a couple of centimeters from the camera. He's hiding behind the camera. Yeah, I never watched American Idol, so I cannot tell you. It's not a show I was very interested in at all. All right. This is interesting. 2 women charged with murder of Georgia man who disappeared in July. I think we read this one before. I think we did. No, we didn't. It says 2 Georgia women have been arrested in connection with the death of a Gwinnett County man last seen when he left his Loganville home for a date with someone he met online. Surveillance footage showed 21-year-old Leondre Flint leaving home on the morning of July 29th with a change of clothes and a bag over his shoulder. His GMC Canyon truck was later tracked to Detroit, Michigan, but he has not been found. Destiny Stevens, 20, was arrested in October after she was seen on video getting out of Flint's vehicle at a Lowe's near the Little Five Points neighborhood, where she bought a handsaw and bolt cutters. Stevens has been charged with murder and concealing the death of another and was released on a $150,000 bond with the stipulation that she have no contact with Flint's family. The video also showed a second woman identified as 21-year-old Audrey Zolke in the vehicle. Zolke was arrested this week in Carroll County and is being charged with murder and concealing the death of another. Flint's family said they provided investigators with access to Flint's iCloud account and phone, and that they learned that he had been communicating with Zolke prior to leaving home on July 29th. Then he used his phone's GPS to travel to an apartment complex in the Tony Buckhead neighborhood of Atlanta. Then they learned of a shots fired call to the same apartment complex on the same day, in which a resident reported a bullet hole in their unit. When police contacted the resident of the unit across from the damaged one, identified as Amir Bobo, he told them that a woman was handling a gun inside his apartment when it went off. Later that day, surveillance video showed a man moving large items on a furniture dolly from the direction of the apartment towards the elevators. Jeez. Investigators examining Stephen's phone records found she was in the area of the apartment when the shots were fired at the time the calls were made, and was in the area of the Lowe's when she and Zolke were seen in Flint's truck. Flint's truck was found via OnStar at a CVS drugstore in Detroit on July 31st, about a 20-minute drive from the address on Bobo's Michigan ID card. Detroit police searched for the vehicle in the area but can't locate it. More than 2 weeks later, maintenance workers at the Buckhead apartment complex said they found blood on the 4th floor. Police responded to the call and said there was dark reddish stains on a railing overlooking the alley where dumpsters are stored, as well as a blood trail that led into the parking garage and ended at one of the stalls. A search warrant for Bobo's apartment located the furniture dolly and an air mattress that looked like it had been the one seen in the surveillance footage. They also found evidence that someone had been bleeding in the apartment and 2 gun boxes. After obtaining a search warrant for Zolke's Instagram account, investigators contacted a friend who had been talking with her around the time Flint went missing. The friend provided police with messages in which Zolke said she was attacked inside her apartment and that someone killed the attacker. Police say they have not worked out the details on how Flint was killed or who killed him, but they believe the 2 women and Bobo were all involved. Apparently, Bobo has not been located at this time. What a bizarre story. So these are the 3 people, I guess. Hold on, let me look up. DeAndre Flint. I'm guessing that is the man in the photo. Here, share this tab.
Another woman is under arrest charged with murder after a man disappeared leaving for a date. Atlanta police say that Audrey Zolke was arrested in Carroll County. She's charged with murder and concealing the death of another 21-year-old. Leandre Flint was last seen in July leaving his Loganville home for a date in Buckhead. Police arrested Destiny Stevens last month. She also faces murder charges.
That's it. That's all we got. It was like 10 seconds. Okay. Gambler said the Cowboys are on 4th down. I mean, the Lions would have to pull off a miracle with like 1 minute left. Hold on. They kicked a field goal. 1 minute, 41 seconds for the Detroit Lions to go, 80 yards. The Detroit Lions need to score a touchdown and kick the field goal, or they need to get a touchdown and do a 2-point conversion to win. If they get the touchdown and kick the field goal, they'll go to overtime because it'll be 2020. They need a 2-point conversion on the touchdown. Good luck to both teams. All right, back to this. Emily Nab says, "Happy New Year, everyone. I'll be listening and getting ready for." I don't know what this means. Getting ready for, and see you all tomorrow. Okay, Emily Nab. See you later. I hope you were here tomorrow night for the big New Year's Eve party. Oh, really? Sean, that is interesting. I want to. Apparently, an Eastern brown steak stopped the tennis in Brisbane today. Deadly Aussie. Yeah, those brown snakes are not something to be messed with at all. They are quite dangerous. Interception by the Cowboys is what we want. I don't cheer for the Cowboys. Sorry. I don't cheer for either of those teams. My team is the number one in the NFC right now. I don't cheer for the Lions. I don't cheer for the Cowboys. I don't cheer for the Ravens. My Niners are still number one in the NFC, so I ain't cheering for nobody. We're going to take the number one and go all the way to the playoffs, okay? We only have to win the next 2 games. We have to win tomorrow against Washington and then the week after against the Rams. And I suspect we'll do that. So the Niners should go into the playoffs as the number one seed for the NFC. And then we're going to go win the Super Bowl. I promise. Niners, we're going to do it. This is our year if Brock Purdy can actually be Brock Purdy again and not Brock Turdy, is like some people called him during the Ravens game. All right, let's have one more time, is it? 3:10. What time did we get on here? 2? All right, hold on, guys. We'll have one more big story and then. Hey, Kathy. By the way, I want to thank Kathy. She put in a Ko-Fi thing, and she was able to figure out the monthly thing like Danny did. So I really appreciate it, Kathy. And your message was very sweet. Actually, I have it here. Yes, I do. She said, "Yay, so glad to know about this monthly giving. Happy New Year's to you and the missus." Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. That was yesterday after the show. It was very kind of you. I love this one. We can actually leave messages for the people directly, as where PayPal blocked me. They said I was spam. After I sent like my 20th thank you thing, they emailed me and said they'd taken away the function for me to reply to people. They said that I got reported as spam. So, okay. So we can do it on there. Kathy Lynch said you're welcome. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Hey, Robin Lane. How are you, my friend? I hope your New Year's and Christmas break has been good. Oh, he's going to the Citrus Bowl tomorrow? Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be great. Who's playing? Is it Michigan again in the Citrus Bowl? Or is it FSU? No, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Tennessee the Volts. The Tennessee Volts and the Iowa Hawkeyes in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl tomorrow it's on at 5 a.m. Australian time. It's on Tuesday, January 2nd for me, so it's on New Year's Day for Americans. The Lions scored in like under a minute? No way. Are they going for 2? Are they going for 2? You have to tell me. They're 19-20. Are they going to kick the field goal or are they going to go for 2-point conversion? Let me know, Gambler. I don't have the game up, so I can't see. Wait, is it on the big TV? I'll have a look. No, we're watching crime and investigation. 23 seconds left in the game. Oh. Come on, Lions. They've got the ball at 2nd and 10 on Dallas 26. So it sounds like they're going for it. I'm trying to see what this is with 23 seconds. All right, you guys just tell me because we have to get on with the show. All right. Let me get you another story. All right, here we go. It says, we've had a lot of shooting deaths over New Year's and Christmas, right? It says, New York Police Sergeant 49 shoots dead his wife 43, 2 sons 10 and 12 before turning the gun on himself in a murder-suicide at their home. Police found Watson Morgan 49th, his wife Ornella Morgan, and their 2 sons aged 10 and 12 dead in their home on Saturday. Watson was identified as a sergeant with the Bronxville Police Department and is believed he committed the murder-suicide. Bronxville police said Watson failed up to show up for his Friday shift, so they contacted Clarksville police to do a welfare check. 4 family members were found dead in their New York home after an apparent murder-suicide by their police officer father. It says officers from Clarkstown Police Department found Bronxville Police Department Sergeant Watson Morgan and his wife and children dead in their home. Officers performed the welfare check at 10 Clydesdale Court in New York after Watson failed to show up for work, when they found all 4 family members dead with gunshot wounds. The Clarkstown Police Department identified Watson as a sergeant with the Bronxville police department and believed he committed it. At this stage of the investigation, it is believed that Watson killed his wife and 2 children prior to killing himself with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. There's a photo of him and his children. They seem like such a lovely family, such a young family too. What a horrible thing to happen right around Christmas as well. I mean, you want to take yourself out, go for it. That's your choice, a personal choice. But you take your wife and children, it's so selfish. You're making their decisions for them. That's horrible. A handgun was recovered at the scene, and police said the public are not in any danger. The Bronxville police said Watson did not show up for his shift Friday, so they were concerned and did the welfare check. Sergeant Morgan joined the New York City Police Department in 2000. Yeah, it looks like he'd been a cop for 23 years. 23 years. Hold on. Far too much talking. Let's see. Yeah, very sad. Nice home, yeah. It says here they bought it for like $500,000. 577,000 in 2016. Wow, your houses are cheap. You can get this for $500,000? Really? In $500,000 in Australia won't even buy you like a quarter of this. Australia is so expensive. Wow, I'm moving to New York, into Bronxville. If I can have that for $500,000, I'm going to the wherever this is. I might even buy this home. They want to sell it? I'll buy it. The 10-year-old went to Laurel Plains Elementary School and the 12-year-old went to Felix Festa Middle School. School district said the new year will undoubtedly start with great sadness and heavy hearts in our close-knit school district. Coming days and weeks will be a difficult time for our school community as we struggle to understand the loss of precious lives. Yeah, all his workmates are saying they're struggling to make sense of this tragedy. They don't know why he would do that to his family. Apparently, he loved his family and was a great family man. I don't know if there's enough research into why men do this, and I, or women, but it is unfortunately, undoubtedly, a lot of the time men. I would like to know: is there any science behind it, and is there any way of seeing it coming to help get the man support so he doesn't do this and doesn't wipe out his entire family? But I don't know. It's not a subject I know a lot about. I'd have to ask Insightful One. She knows a little bit more about the psychological side of it. Oh, really? I Hate Morning says there was a serial killer arrested in my area December 19th. Let me see, my friend. Let me see. Let's see. Who is it? Do you have a name? December 19th. Interesting, because the only thing that comes up is Stephen Wright in the UK, but that was 15 years ago, 18 years ago. Let's see if you have a name. I Hate Mornings. What does it say? Richard W. Bradley Jr., 40, is a suspect in a series of alleged killings in Auburn, Washington. What? Let's have a look. I didn't hear about this one. This must be hyper-localized. Washington man charged in 4 murders lured victims with promises of buried gold. Okay. That's... okay. Says Richard W. Bradley Jr., 40, is accused of luring 4 victims to wooded areas under the ruse of helping him exhume buried gold, where he killed and buried them. Okay. There's a little video here. Let's listen to this. Pause that.
4 people may be tied to one man.
As Fox 13's Frankie Thompson reports, a suspected serial killer tempted his alleged victims with an unusual proposition. Frankie?
Investigators say the victims were all allegedly lured to their deaths with a promise of buried gold. Richard Bradley was already charged for the murder of Brandy Blake in 2021. The latest court document suggests 3 other people have been identified as victims too. In the case against Richard Bradley Jr., diligent detective work tells the story in the murders of 4 people.
When you look through these charging documents, the details are equally hard for deputies and for prosecutors to read.
Casey McNerthney, spokesperson for the prosecutor's office, says Bradley is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. Court documents reveal the suspected killer has a common scheme. He tells an individual that he needs their help digging up gold, lures them out to a wooded area alone with him, murders them, and buries or leaves their body deep in the park. After completing his murder, the defendant takes possession of the victim's vehicle and anything inside the vehicle and is seen driving the vehicle in the hours or days after the victim is missing.
It's rare to see cases like this. We have seen them before, certainly, and you see them from time to time. They're rare, and the likelihood of that happening to anybody at random is low, but that doesn't mean that these victims' lives are any less valuable.
The case all started with Brandy Blake, an associate of Bradley's who disappeared in May 2021. That same month, investigators with Auburn Police Department found her body in the woods of Game Farm Wilderness Park. Detectives say within 30 feet of her body, 3 rib bones were discovered. Prosecutors were on scene for a closer look.
It's better to have a prosecutor who is there from the start, who is there at the crime scene, who is there at the autopsy, to explain to a judge and jury exactly what was seen.
While Bradley was in custody charged for Blake's murder, Auburn detectives were investigating the rib bones. In April 2022, DNA testing confirmed the identity of Amelia Maturin, another associate of Bradley's who was reported missing in August 2019. Court documents say Emilio's girlfriend last saw him with Bradley on July 19, 2019. The girlfriend told detectives she heard Bradley tell Emilio he needed help digging up some buried gold in Auburn. The girlfriend said Emilio was skeptical at first and wanted to know why Bradley was asking him. Bradley told him he was the only one he could trust. Prosecutors say Emilio's family finally have some answers to what happened to him.
I don't know. Would you guys believe that someone's like, I have a proposition. You can't tell anyone. Meet me in the woods and we're going to dig up gold. All right. It's like $1 million worth of gold. You can't tell anyone. Would you meet that person in the woods? You let me know in the comments.
You can have a conviction, you can have somebody behind bars, but that loss is never really made up for.
In a different part of Auburn in the woods, detectives say they found the remains of a father and son in April 2021. Documents say with Michael Goldman and Vance Lakey, the defendant lured them to a different wooded area in Auburn, but 2 small shovels were found next to the victims' decaying bodies. And the defendant was seen driving the victim's car and motorcycle in the days following their disappearance. Though Bradley is suspected of deceiving and killing 4 people, it leaves the question if anyone else was a victim of his scheme.
If additional cases, whether it be murder or any other kind of criminal charge, is referred to us from sheriff's deputies, King County prosecutors are going to act on that right away.
Prosecutors say Bradley has a history of crime. He was previously convicted for robbery, eluding police, burglary, solicitation to commit arson, and a federal conviction for an unregistered gun. He is currently being held at King County Jail with no bail. Bradley's next court hearing is scheduled for January 12th.
I feel like we heard this story like 8 months ago, and they raided his home. They arrested him on 1 murder. Is that the same guy? I have a weird flashback to seeing something like this. I asked people if they'd meet him in the woods. People said no. Everyone said no way. By the way, I want to thank my friend Nancy S. She was very kind to send in a Ko-Fi donation. That was really sweet of you. She says, "Hey Ping, just wanted to let you know I appreciate you. You're so kind. You are very kind, and I appreciate you. So thank you. It's really nice of you." I Hate Morning says the park isn't very isolated, but has a river running through it. Have you ever been down there? I Hate Mornings. Is it somewhere you've been before? Yeah, I mean, not just one person, several people, and he killed them all. Not if his name was Malat. Yeah, if his name was Malat and you're a backpacker, don't get in the combi van. Keep going. Reby says, I don't think we'll ever understand why a killer does what they do because he don't have a killer mind. We will never understand. Yeah, that's the kind of answer I was speaking to Mrs. Ping the other night about. I was like, why do people do this? And then we sort of came to the conclusion that we just can't understand because it's not something we would do, or we haven't done it, and we don't know what makes that decision imminent or have to happen. So yeah, it's probably not something you know until you do it. But it would be nice to see if there was some sort of science that we could red flag people that need extra help. Vulnerable people would do it. Yes, that's a chance of a payday. I'm sure they would. People who... Rory, calm down, girl. My girl cat's just running around crying for some reason. Oh, you lived 1.5 miles away several years ago. Plenty of times you've been there. Okay. It's interesting. So you're keeping an eye on it because local history, that type of thing. You didn't know him, did you? He didn't offer you to take you to go look for gold, did he? I'm glad you're here with us. I hate mornings. Your Cowboys won? That's good. What was it? 2019 final. Yeah. I could be really mean right now to the Cowboys and the Detroit Lions, but I'm not going to be. Good. Congratulations on your win, Laurie. Let's see what the Niners do tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird games though because Detroit, Dallas, then last week Niners, Ravens. Those teams were all top of the ranks for this year. It's one of them has to lose. It's a game of losing. Like 50% of those teams must lose. That's the way the game works, and it sucks when you get that high in the rankings because eventually you have to lose. You can't just keep winning all the time. So that's probably what happened to the Lions. Because I think the Lions are quite a strong team this year. They were doing quite well. I hate mornings. What? She says, no, I've survived business contact with other killers, but neither victims or him. Ooh, that's a bit freaky. Is Peekaboo here? Hi, babe. She's here. Hey, it's Peekaboo Cockatiel. I just love her eye patch. It's so pretty. It's such a great design. Did you make that yourself, Peekaboo? Wouldn't surprise me. She's very good with stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's good to see you, Peekaboo. I did reply to your thing on Ko-Fi for you. I left you a little message. Don't know if you saw it. Does it give you guys an email when I reply to you? To the people who have had Ko-Fi payments? When I send you a message, does it give you a message back? Like, do you get an email saying that I've emailed you or messaged you? I wonder if it does that. Or do you guys literally have to go back to Ko-Fi to see? That would be interesting to know. What time is it? It is 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon here in Australia, which means we're probably going to start winding up for the night. Tomorrow is a huge day. We've got a 4-hour live stream coming to you tomorrow night. We're going tomorrow night about this time, 30 minutes earlier than now will be when the stream starts. An hour before that, roughly an hour before that, Trish is going live for a little bit to tell her viewers to come over here. And then we're having a 4-hour New Year's live stream tomorrow night. The chat's already up, so if you want to hang out in there and talk to your friends or other viewers before tomorrow night, you can. And other than that, if you are having a party, I really do want to hear from people. So if you are having a celebration at your house and you'd like to show everyone having a New Year's time, or are you heading out into a city area to one of the like celebration areas like the fireworks or the ball dropping or some whatever is happening in your local area. If you're heading out to go watch it, I'd really like it if you could come on and show us. So if you're heading out to a celebration in your area, a public gathering or something, get in contact with me, sundaywithping@gmail.com. And I would really like to see what's going on in your local area during New Year's. But hey, if not, we will still make fun of it tomorrow night. We're going to listen to the police scanner. We're going to look at the fireworks, and we're going to see what's going on around the country on New Year's Eve, east to west coast. It's going to be fun. Nalana says, no fireworks. They upset my granddog so badly. We will have to give him meds. Yeah, we got to give the cats tablets tonight because they can't handle the fireworks down here. They got to have their turkey tablet. There's this tablet that's made of turkey, tryptophan, and it makes them go to sleep. It's really good for fireworks. Woo says only 8.5 hours till 2024. That is true. It is true. Guys, give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Yes, so and then after that, we're going dark for a week after that show tomorrow night to fix some of the stream issues and location issues and new studio, things like that. So we'll be gone for a while. And when we come back, it should be a lot better. Ugh, people shoot off guns around there, Kathy? I hope not. Yeah, Shirl Huffman. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow night. Yes, we will see you tomorrow night. Please come back. It'll be a great show, I promise. And we have special guests. We're going to do things. Hopefully, we're going to have someone or people drop in and show us their area on New Year's. It'll be a great show, and I can't wait to spend New Year's with all of you. So until then, 24 hours. I will see you in the future. I'll be in 2024 when I do the show tomorrow, but you guys will be in 2023. But no matter, we'll be here tomorrow night to bring in the new year from the East Coast to the West Coast of America. See you then. Good night, everyone. Peace out. Peace out. Bye-bye. Have a great New Year's, everyone. If you can't be here tomorrow night, I hope you're safe. Be safe out there and return to us after New Year's, okay? See you later, everyone. Good night.